at Quailib you have access to mentors, you have access to people that your peers, basically, the people that you're working with, and there's nothing as important as working with a group of people who are doing the same thing, because then you're able to motivate each other, and help each other grow.
Quailib Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
Thank you for staying with the Youth and Leadership Show. And we are here with our guest today, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences aspirants. And I'm going to take this opportunity maybe to welcome all of you. Mr. Siololo, thank you for making time. Mr. Sensei, thank you for making time. Ms. Delvin, thank you for making time. I'll briefly give us a second or so just to introduce ourselves. Who are we? Have we been leaders before? And in which capacities have we served? Do you take the first round, Mr. Sensei?
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank Balozi and the Quailib team for such a platform. My name's Sensei Clinton Nyabuto, a leader before. I've served as the Director of Communications and Publicity in the Association of Criminology Students, Egerton University. I've also had a chance to serve as the Director of Communications and Publicity in the Association of Criminology Students, Kenya. I've served as the Head of Budgeting Department in the Egerton Joint Clubs Association. I've also been a spiritual leader in the Great Nyambaria High School. Yeah, thank you.
Elvin, you can take the second round. Just tell us who you are. Have you served in any position as a leader before?
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. I'm Delphine Makiana Kimathi, a second-year student taking Bachelor of Science in Economics and Statistics. I have been a leader since primary school. I was a prefect. I became a head girl in class 7. In my high school, I've been a prefect. I have been a leader in the Presidential Award Kenya, and I believe that even here in campus, with the skills that I gained earlier, we will make the best for the first students.
Okay, Mr. Siololo, what about you? Have you served before? Who are you in brief?
Thank you so much, Bwana Balozi. First, my name is Solomon Siololo. I'm a BA student taking English and Literature, a third year. That means I'm a stroke 22. Secondly, I've been a leader throughout the days of my studies. Let's start from primary up to date. Primary, I've been a captain for head boy those days, for 2 years, that is 7 and 8. In high school, I started my leadership in Form 2, dom captain Form 2, and a school captain that is in Form 3. And I served as a school captain and a CU chair at the same time. I'm a spiritual leader by the grace of God. In the year 2023-2024, I'm currently the chairperson, UDA party in my ward, that is Majimoto and Rosura ward, which I won just last year. Secondly, I'm also the Secretary General, that is Narok Undergraduate Student Association, that is nationwide comrades. And I'm also a chair or a party leader of a party that I use, that is my slogan and my party, that is Comrades Revolution Movement. Countrywide. I'm the chair. In Egerton University, I've been to Christian Union also. I've been a missions coordinator. That is the previous year. I just hand over recently. And also the founder and the CEO of Egerton University Cultural Preservation Club. And also the emeritus chair, that is my Egerton. And currently the aspirant of an MCA of where I come from. Yeah.
Viongozi, basically, it is clear that you have proven track records in terms of leadership. So, Mr. Siololo, why did you just see that you can go for the Congress position with all that leadership qualities? Why didn't you aim higher?
Okay, thank you so much. You know, because it is a political journey, and sometimes when you are doing politics, we have commitments. And as I have said it earlier, in all those leadership positions I'm holding, it needs a lot of commitment. So I saw being a Congress, I don't have a lot of commitments compared to higher levels. So it was not just I vied for a Congress or that low position. It is because of a lot of commitments maybe having leadership, but in those of Congress, I can manage with those one I have currently. Yeah.
Okay, let us get started. Mr. Sensei, basically in your third manifesto, you clearly stipulate that you're going to create a platform for talent promotion and co-curricular activities. So what are these specific initiatives that you have in mind to promote the career development for students in your faculty, as stated in your manifesto?
Thank you. First of all, these are things that have been done, and these are a world-class university, so we should be doing things as world-class university. For talent promotion and co-curricular activities, it can be done at faculty level. First, I plan to organize for interdepartmental games for both genders, the ladies and gentlemen. You'll find in most cases, one may argue that it has been done, but you'll find in most cases it's only the gentlemen who are participating and the ladies are left out. But as for me, is if the comrades from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences give me a chance, I'll ensure that these chances for promoting talent in terms of games, both genders, that is the ladies and the men in the faculty get the opportunities to showcase their talent.
Okay, you're taking the second round, Ms. Delphine. You have talked about whiteboards in first theater, basically maybe providing them in the first theater. So how are you going to make this happen, considering the fact that you're a student, or do you know the right channels to follow?
Okay. This being a world-class university, and we are in the 21st century, I guess we shouldn't be using the blackboards. The blackboards are wasting a lot of time in that when the lecturer comes, the class rep has to go look for chalks, which is hectic and it is wasting time. So through the procurement department, I will alliance to the timetabling department to ensure that the permanent whiteboards are kept in the theaters, the first theater 1 and the first theater 2, so as to enhance learning, and in that the lecturers will not waste a lot of time looking for chalks. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Siololo. You are talking about representation of comrades in the EUSA Parliament and administration. How do you plan to engage with the faculty and students to ensure that their needs are addressed, basically, with the administration?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. The first role, or the role that a leader used to have, is representation. You are there for those people each and every time. So when it comes to representation of comrades, Bwana Balozi, that is, let me say, I guess that is a grassroots of everything, of this leadership that we are doing. And when we say to the EUSA Parliament and the administration, that is the key role that have been elected to go for those comrades. An example, maybe students in BA General cannot all of them go to the administration. So it is me to go for them. How? Through their class reps, I get their views, I get the problems and the challenges these comrades are passing through, and present them to the EUSA Parliament, maybe for debates and all sorts. And in need that comrades or anything that comrades are passing through that is challenging maybe in their studies and all sorts, it is me to take them and present to the school administrations, parliaments for debates and to be sorted out. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Sensei and Miss, you have Kiongozi here, you have stated clearly in your manifestos issues to do with academic trips. What is this with the academic trips? Mr. Sensei, you take the first round.
Thank you. All comrades can be witness to this. If you have a look at your fee structures, we are paying for the field trips and also transport fee. So field trips, what happens is you will be paying for field trips since you are year one in this school, and maybe end up graduating from this school without going for any field trip, and you are paying for it. Personally, I'm a third-year student taking criminology. I've been paying for the same, but I've never attended one. Why? Reasons are well known to the administration, but I feel if we are paying for the field trips, it is things that they can be done, because the person who suggested that we pay for the field trips was very wise, because he knew or she knew that this particular course, they will require field trip at a certain level, so they should be going for field trip. The media students from FAS, they have gone for field trip. The criminology students have gone for the field trip. So if they have gone and utilized their money, why not the others? So it requires a coordination between the department, the class rep, and of course the Congress, and of course the entire administration for these things to happen. I cannot do it as a Congress alone. I require the administration. I need the administration to approve these things. And if some went, that means others can also go for the field trip. And that's why comrades are paying for this money.
Okay, but Kiongozi, you've stipulated clearly that there are some programs that have attended the field trip in your faculty. Don't you think like this one should be narrowed to your department? And maybe what if it's not in the curriculum or the catalog, maybe?
I don't feel that way, simply because it's everybody paying for it. If it was departmental, then it should be specific that a certain department should be paying for the field trips. But you see, it's all comrades in the Faculty of Arts and Social Science paying for this money, and also the transport fee, you see. So it cannot be narrowed down to the department. It only requires a coordination with the department and the administration above and the student leadership, so that comrades get these chances, these opportunities, because they are paying. So that means they should be going.
Okay, what's your take on the same? Why did you have it in your manifesto, Ms. Delvin?
Well, I advocate for academic trips since the trips they provide the students, they help them to associate with the real world, to gain skills in their respective fields. These academic trips, they will help them to interact with the professions in their field, in that they will be aware of what is awaiting them out there, and it also breaks the classroom monotony. Yeah.
Mr. Sensei, you've been a leader and you've stipulated different capacities you've served in. How are you going to balance this time? You're adding another load on the ones that you have. How are you going to balance academics and the leadership role?
The academics and the leadership thing, I've managed to balance it very well. And I don't think being a Congress will be an issue, because these are things that I've done before. As I've stated earlier, I was a spiritual leader in the Great Nyambaria High School, a very big school in this Kenya. It's a very big school, and being a student leader there, to be more specific, a spiritual leader, it requires a lot of leadership there. So I've managed, and since then, you can see I qualified to the university. So I manage my studies and leadership very well. Ever since joining university, Egerton University, I've served in the Association of Criminology Students. I've served as the Director of Communications in the Kenya Criminology Students Association. I've never had challenges with my classes, with my studies. As you can see, I'm in my year 3. I've never had a resit, I've never had a retake. That's why I'm here. My CF was very okay. That's why I qualified to run for this position. Yeah, so I've done it. I've managed my studies with leadership, and so it's not something that will be an issue to me, because leadership is within me.
Mr. Siololo, on next week, Thursday 13th, there is election. On the event, you become the Congress. You have clearly introduced yourself and your opposition even in some government bodies. You have initiatives and programs in your manifestos. So basically, how do you maybe personally plan to foster collaboration and partnerships with these student organizations you've named, the government bodies, the chapters you lead, with your the initiatives you have for the comrades in your faculty?
Okay, thank you so much. The young I am, and how some people refer me when it comes to outside politics, tiny, but a big man with small man with big visions and big things. And sometimes you are surprised when you realize that I'm running such big associations, initiatives, and those initiatives personally I cannot run I myself. But what I used to do, it is those proposals I used to write to big government associations, to county government associations, and they used to listen. So those has been helping me to run those associations and those initiatives. So it is my big prayers and hope that when I take this leadership of being a Congress, I got more opportunities and networks, maybe to connect these comrades if it comes to mothers, to mentorships, and all sorts of assistance that these comrades need. I have more, let me not say enough, but I have a bit of network such that these comrades won't suffer in my hands. Yeah.
Okay, Viongozi, you have interacted with the comrades, and I'll say basically you know what affect them on the ground. Maybe, Mr. Sensei, just roughly, which maybe 2 problems you had that are facing comrades?
It's true, I've interacted with the comrades. My supporters are comrades. The ones who will vote for me on the 13th are comrades. And these are the issues that they have brought to me as a leader, so that I can address them if given that chance. There's these things called the EUSA bursaries. You see, one of the issues that comrades have is that when these things are being distributed, first of all, it starts with the process being unfairly. by the fact that I know the EUSA bursaries are being applied this week, and my friend on the other side doesn't know, it's already unfair. So, if these things are made fairly by all comrades receiving information that during this time these things are being done, like the EUSA is a very serious issue. Not everyone is getting the information. You'll just find yourself walking around and you see students with papers at student center printing them. You're not aware what's happening, and you are told it's the EUSA bursaries. So if information get to the comrades on time and the information is fairly distributed, to give everyone a chance, those who are in need of them, to apply for them. And this, if I'm given the chance as a Congress, this is what I'll do. Work with the class reps so that this information reach each and everyone at the faculty. The class reps represent a class. Class reps are the ones at the grassroots level. I can assure you that if a class rep has information, then you can be sure of everyone in that class getting that information. But the issue with information is not only affecting the EUSA bursaries. We have also the things to do with our marks in the portal. Most of the time you'll find a comrade, our results are being released yearly. A comrade did, for example, in year 2, a comrade did 12 units, and it comes a time in June, this is when we receive our results in our portal. You find yourself in your portal, the marks uploaded there are for 8 units, and these 4 units you've not been given grades. You don't know whether you've passed, you don't know whether you've failed, but it comes to a time that people are now taking receipts. It's when you are being told that you have a receipt, and yet your portal was not indicating the marks that you scored in that unit. You see, the issue information comes here. We are saying that if a comrade has failed in a specific unit, you see, comrades are paying for these units. So the information should reach earlier to the comrades so that you prepare. You cannot be told that you have a receipt and on 7th July, and the timetable has just come out. You're supposed to sit for that paper on 7th July, and you have just found out that you have a receipt on 1st of July. How will you plan that? It becomes difficult. So there's an issue with how information is coming from the administration part down to the comrade. So now these are the things that I'll be addressing as a Congress in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Ensure that relevant information is reaching the students so that they act upon it.
Okay, Ms. Delphine, Mr. Sensei has touched about meal cards. And in your manifesto, the last point is that meal cards provision for students. What do you have to add on what he's saying? What's your view on this?
Okay, as for the meal cards, they should be given. I'll ensure, as the Congress-elect, that the meal cards are in time and to the people who, like to the vulnerable people who deserve the meal cards. This is, I will work hand in hand with the class reps who are most of the time with their students, so they understand them better, to get the names of the people who deserve the meal cards, and they will be given to them in time.
And what are these problems that you had from the faculty members?
Okay, from my faculty members, it is they want to be involved in the decision-making process. They say that they are not heard, and as one of my manifestos, I will ensure that I listen to the comrades. We will be having meetings with the class reps so that they can give me the grievances so that I can air them out and the comrades will be listened.
Okay, Mr. Siololo, you are not a class rep. You are going, let me say you have a congress, and you have to deal with the comrades, but basically you have to follow through the class reps. So, and over time, there has been this problem between the class reps and the congress. How do you plan to see that this one is solved?
Okay, thank you so much. Personally, I have been a class rep there before. That is in my second year. Yeah. So when it comes to matters concerning class reps, sometimes it is challenging because class reps, these people know much about these corporates. So, as per my agendas, we have these class reps in different departments. What I wanted to create, it is departmental leadership. We have class reps from the department of, let's say, for example, criminology, peace and security studies, a department of literature, language and linguistics, and so forth. So, inside this department, we have, let's say, for example, in our faculty, we have even 27 class reps from stroke 24s. Why don't we have a certain leadership inside those class reps? Somebody who is going to give out information from the department. Somebody who is narrowing to get me information from all class reps. Number two, we are going to have a platform and one-on-one talk with these class reps. We shall be holding several meetings with the faculty class reps. And through the class reps, we are going to learn how, we are going to get the challenges these comrades are passing through, or what are they going to, what are facing. And through that connection, my connection with class reps, I can get now the challenges these comrades are passing through. And obviously now when we got the challenges, now we take the role of representing them and presenting them to the parliament, and of course to the administration, to the faculty dean, faculty departments, and we sort out issues that way.
Okay. Mr. Sensei, you talked about co-curricular activities in your second objective of your manifesto. So we know you have a work plan for this. What is the work plan that you want to use to create a platform for talent promotion and the co-curricular activities in your platform, as you mentioned in your manifesto?
Just before I come to that question, I'd like to comment on milkers and bursaries. We're saying this, for milkers and bursaries, they should be distributed on principles of equality and equity. Equity means, you see, for the case of meal cards, we may all need meal cards, but there's that one person who requires it more than me. I'm not saying that I'm well off. I may also need one, but there's that one person who requires it more, who needs it more than me. So if I'm given a chance to be a Congress, these are the principles that we will be using for such cases in distributing bursaries and meal cards. Now, to come on what you have just asked, the platform for this talent promotion and co-curricular activities. Balozi, we have been this school. We have days, national holidays such as Mashujaa Day, and on a day like that, if it falls on a weekday, what we are told is that tomorrow there will be no classes, and comrades will be in their hostels. Some will be in Jokerio, and those who live in 420 at the main gate will be in their houses. I'm saying this. As Kenya, we have a way of celebrating these days. We will have our president organizing for an event in a certain county, and he'll be delivering a speech. Now, I'm saying if comrades from FAST give me a chance to be a Congress, we'll have a way of celebrating these national holidays, and this where we'll create this platform. For example, instead of the comrades going back to the hostel because there's no classes, we can have a sports day on Mashujaa Day for FAST students. That's where we can organize for such events like departmental games. We can have a sports day, of course, as I've said, on these national holidays. We can have a sports day, a sports and fun day, of course, on weekends. Instead of comrades just sleeping in the hostels, being idle. You know, campus is, apart from the career part of it, students in campus should be able to enjoy their life here. These things, they not only help in promoting talent, but they help in the social part of campus life. A person from the Department of Peace, Peace and Security Studies, if we have departmental games, you see, we are able to interact with students from different faculties, and we have seen, we are being told that in
Nation with the class reps, there is the information that is required to reach the class reps or which they want to communicate. I will air it out, to the administration.
Okay, Mr. Asiololo, how do you plan to ensure that basically you have fair representation? I know maybe you are the Congress. There are these ones who have not supported you. And then you get such initiatives like the meal card, the bursaries. How are you going to ensure that there is equal distribution of these resources to students without bias?
Okay, thank you so much. When you go through my manifestos, the first agenda is first day. That is Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences Day. You know, what we don't know is that most of our comrades, I'm even now in third year, and I don't even know the HOD of my department. Are you getting? I've just heard of him.
But Kiongozi, how do you plan to coordinate with him when you don't know him?
No, I'm trying to elaborate.
Okay.
You know, sometimes, let me just give an example. Maybe, you know, that person, we have just interacted with him maybe one or two. We have not known him better. That is what I mean. But he's somebody I know maybe in person, maybe that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I mean by saying first day, we have this department that I have mentioned it earlier. Why don't we create a day in my manifestos? Let us create a single day that we call all our departmental leaders, that is the staffs, and the leaders that we are going to form as the student body through my tenure, and all the students, and we call even the dean of the faculty. Let us bring now our issues on board as all students of us. We hear it in an open ground. We hear from the dean. We hear from the departmental leaders, that is the HODs and CODs, whatever, of those departments. And we hear also from comrades. And that one will create a platform for us to hear from these leaders and from also from comrades. And we hear their challenges. Also to extend, we have, when it comes to my, let me say, my party, or this one that used to drive me, that is the Comrade Revolution Movement. This means it's a matter of comrades. Everything is comrades. Remember, we are students here. Our core agenda is studies. So how are we going to create now a nice atmosphere for these comrades to study? You have talked of the issue of meal cards and bursaries. Now let me come to your question. When it comes to meal cards and bursaries, through these departments, through these leaders of these departments, we can get a time with class reps. Can you bring us those most needy students without bias, without anything? And we extend the leadership of the departments. We have representation from those common mwananchi, that is the common comrade, who is not a class rep, neither a departmental leader, that representative from that class. And we have to have those influential people. As in campaign now, we are working with those influential people in those classes. True, false? We are working with those influential people. You can find even the class rep is that person who used to update classes, used to update a timetable, but he has nothing maybe to say much in class. But we have those comrades who are talkative, who are active in class. Those are the kind of people we are going to find and we put into this departmental leadership and work with these class reps. And through them, we are going to get these most needy students who deserve these EUSA bursaries, these meal cards. I'm not saying it, not all of them they deserve, but we have those most needy. Yes, we are from different maybe backgrounds, yeah. So that is the way we are going to get these most needy students.
Okay. And Ms. Delphine, you have basically served different capacities. What are some of the challenges you faced during your tenure in the capacities you were stating?
Some of the challenges that I encountered is in relaying the input and getting feedback from the students. Sometimes, and even sometimes have said that getting feedback from the students and input, in that you're relaying input, some decisions that are made, they may not satisfy everyone, and so some of them they will feel as if the issue is not addressed, and in some point where feedback is needed, some people are not there to respond.
Okay, this is a very fruitful discussion, and basically, gentlemen and lady, I believe that we are on it and we are making it the best out of it. We are heading for a short break. When we come back, we're proceeding with the second session of the discussion. Don't go far, my viewer. We'll be back.
I want to recommend very highly COILIB to every youth out there who has an idea that they want to bring on board. This is a place where you'll be incubated, so to say. You, irrespective of how rugged you feel your idea is, you come to this place and we will continuously work on you to make sure that the idea that you have is refined and at least you become the person.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
at COILIB you have access to mentors, you have access to people that your peers, basically, the people that you're working with, and there's nothing as important as working with a group of people who are doing the same thing, because then you're able to motivate each other, and help each other grow.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
I can describe COILIB as a hub of fast knowledge, a place where we can find resources, and a place where we can find mentorship. I can recommend this to the young youth who are upcoming to gain skills and entrepreneurial knowledge.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
COILIB for my business has really been a point of growth because I've seen my business move from one point to another. And with COILIB, you get to understand the business aspect of it and how to make money.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
My name is Jacinta Kariuki of MDF Training and Consultancy. I'm currently at Egerton University in Joro, facilitating a session on curriculum development and modern learning for the University of Juba. And this is under the NUFIC Orange Knowledge Program titled New Horizon Food Security.
I'm really very happy and delighted to be in this training because I joined the research development group, and then there I have learned a lot of things, especially it strengthened my knowledge as a lecturer in research procedure, how to carry out the research, and then how to evaluate it or disseminate the data for users in order to be useful to the committee.
Because once you have the assessment, you have the learning class, now you can easily come out with what kind of practicals do you need. And then from that practicals, what kind of lectures.
We went through all the research tools, methods, and we finally worked on how to collect data. There are tools for collecting data. One of the most new thing that we learned is the digital collection of data. We use some tools which we didn't have previously. Things like infographs, which is you have a very small research project, and the findings you put it in a compact way, which is easy for any lay person to understand. You have the percentage and you have this. It's very clear, not like the the academic way of presenting results.
The course itself was so interesting. The workshop itself was so interesting. What stood out for me in that workshop about curriculum development was about how to, that there are two types of curriculum. There is the traditional one, and then there is this competency-based curriculum.
What we are here to do, we all know, is curricular development review and modern learning. And it's an individual.
As for the whole exposure visit to Egerton, I actually found that there are certain gaps that we were missing, particularly in our educational system, which was mostly traditional, and that require actually a competent base at least to make it having a good impact.
You mean to say that the only target of the crops that you are taking from here, you take only to the supermarket, you don't take to the other sources of the market?
It's not that I can't sell to the other people, but you see, we are in business. So whoever pays well, we sell to them.
They gave us what we don't know. So we hope that if we go back, we're able to replicate what we've learned here.
Thank you for getting back in the Youth and Leadership Show. And we are back here with the final session of the discussion. We are going to get questions from the audience, and then we are going to get the panel here, giving us the final parting shot and what you are going to do for the comrades once elected. These, I mean, let me say your electorates, your manifesto. So we'll go straight to the question session, and the floor is now open for the audience. We are going to take questions randomly. The first question.
Okay, thank you. I'm Wilfred Oindi, a student in economics field. Here I am. I have a question to the congresspersons to be. I've interacted with several comrades, and the main interest is matters to do with fees, payments on receipts, and time schedule to do with about receipts. The time schedule is on July, and the fee paid for receipts, they claim that it is too high for them to reach. I don't know how you may be handling this as the congressperson at the faculty level, maybe to the administration, and either will the interests of the comrades be presented, and how far will it be presented to the level that they know more of complaints, matters to do with receipts, and maybe retext.
Okay, we'll take the second question. They'll be answered in a row once all the questions are asked. So the second question.
Okay, I'm Kiongozi Javan, a student from FAS, and my question is about departmental leadership. Somebody has talked, actually an aspirant has talked about departmental leadership, and I believe that it is structured in a way that it works well. We have the COD, we have the dean, we have the coordinators and the class reps. So what change is it going to do by introducing new leadership roles? The second question is that comrades have been concerned about decision making. They believe that the congresspersons make decisions without their consent. How sure that all the congresses, when elected, or one of them if elected, will address the issue that their decisions are made?
Okay, we are taking the last question.
My name is Desmond Juma. I'm a media student, stroke 23. I have only one question, and my question goes to the three potential candidates. We're talking about bursary and how they're going to be disbursed. But you know, this thing needs quite much openness. Sometimes you may promise us that you're going to bring all people on board, but again, it fails. So please, in details, can you just provide us on the criteria you're going to use when the time of bursary comes? And maybe the last question I want to ask the third candidate. Sorry, sir, but you mentioned
the name?
Siolo. You mentioned something on UDA, and UDA is a working party. But you know, Kenya, the trends and trajectory of things are going. And as per my own thinking, UDA...
I'll direct we stick to the faculty,
the faculty. It's a question,
university.
It's a question that I'm developing from the faculty. So,
UDA
sir,
is not from the faculty.
Sir, please, I want to ask you that in as much as you are trying to set your agenda and they want to support you, please restrict to areas that affect students rather than informing us about the political party you are intending to work to, because as we want you to work for us, we want you to deliver for us. Otherwise, thank you and I wish you all the best.
Okay, the last question.
Okay, I'm Dylan Griffin from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences under PHR department. So, okay, my question is, everyone hapo mbele, like, has said the agendas, but I haven't heard anyone saying about the closure of the portal, because actually many of the comrades don't have a portal. Your time inakuwa inadequate na kwa kiasi. So, like, nilikuwa nataka kujua tu kama kuna vile mnaweza fanya hivyo, like, portal isiko inafungwa hivyo mapema, watu walipifiwa sende home.
We are having the last question.
So the aspiring Congress, I've heard them say that during national holidays you'll be focusing about sports. What about the tree planting session that we have been having before? What are we going to do about it? Should we leave sports and should we leave tree planting and do sports, or what are you going to do about it?
Is the question focused towards one candidate or all of them?
All candidates have been saying that they will be working on national holidays, and in the universities we have been having tree planting sessions each and every time.
We are back to the panel. You will take the shortest time possible to answer the questions, and then after all of us have answered the questions, we'll now take the final round of giving our manifestos in the shortest time possible. So we'll begin with I hope you have the questions noted. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As I have heard the question, I have had two questions that concern with my agendas. And first, let me start to answer Kiongozi Javan, when the matters concerning departmental leaderships. Yeah, my brother, what used to drive me, it is Comrades Revolution Movement. Mark my words. What I have said earlier is Comrades Revolution Movement. I've not said Lecturers Revolution Movement. Comrades. So I'm not going to say the departmental leadership of lecturers, nor HOD's leadership. But creating a leadership of comrades in those departments to work hand in hand with those HODs. So kindly get me clear. The leadership that we are going to create is for class reps in those departments to work in hand with the students in that departments and also the HODs. The second question, when it comes to matters concerning UDA, you are crossing boundaries because I have just said a place that I have served. Yeah, so UDA, and it is a ruling party, and I'm a proud member of that party. So don't cross boundaries and go to UDA. We are matters concerning faculty. So it is just somewhere I've just started my leadership. So get me clear, we are not bringing things to work with UDA, but we are bringing things to work with comrades. Thank you so much.
Okay, we're taking the next question. The next participant, sorry.
Okay, concerning the relay of information, as one of the audience has asked, in my leadership, we will make use of the suggestion box, in that every week the suggestion box will be opened and the questions or the grievances of the comrades that they have written will be read and addressed. I will also work with the class reps to ensure that they bring out the issues affecting the comrades. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Sensei.
Thank you. I've tried as much as I could to note down the questions, so I'll be trying to answer all of them. in the shortest time possible. So a member asked about the receipt fees and the retake fees. If you elect me as a Congress, I'll not be there to fight the administration. There are things that have been put in place by the administration, so I'll not be fighting the administration. But this is how the comrade interests will be addressed. It comes back to the information cycle that I was talking about. There's a breakdown of that cycle, and I believe that the breakdown is that the frustrations of the comrades are not reaching the administration, and the information from the administration is delaying reaching the comrades. And for the case for the receipt, it is being paid at 3,500 per unit. So what I'm saying is, if comrades receive information earlier that you'll be doing your receipt on a certain unit, it allows them time to prepare. Prepare means looking for that money, looking for the transport fee to travel from home to that to school to do that receipt. That's how we can help this issue. Otherwise, the thing to do with the fee, that will be fighting the administration, and the work of the Congress is not fighting the administration, it's to represent comrades. And I believe by ensuring that the information is reaching the comrades earlier to prepare for this, that will be of much help, because it gives them time to prepare, even also revise for the unit. Another question that was asked is about departmental leadership. I believe it was directed to all of us, and I'll be addressing it in this manner. We already have class reps. They are there at department level. The best way is to coordinate the class reps. We also have clubs and associations. Most of the clubs and associations at our faculty are based on the courses that people are taking. For example, criminology students have a criminology club and association. So by including the leadership of this club, you know, for a club it involves students right from the year 1 of study to the 4th year. So by working together with these leaders at the club level, it improves this leadership that we are talking about, the departmental leadership, by working with them, not only working with the class rep. It might be a workload to the class reps. So by introducing this, the executive of the clubs and associations, by working with them, because, you know, for them also, they are working for the students, because at club level, they hold the elections, they elect these leaders to represent them. So by working with them, they are also representing the students. So with the club leaders, the executive and the class reps, that's how we enhance the departmental leadership, because it is there. It's just a matter of enhancing it so that it can serve comrades better. Another question that was asked is about decision making. Actually, the one who asked even accused the Congress of making choices and decisions of that the comrades are not with it. This should to do with decision making. We have, as a Congress, you are elected to represent the students. For example, the first task as a Congress that you are elected to do, the very immediate one, is participating in the SGC elections. So this is how you involve comrades. As for me, if you give me a chance to lead you as Congress, this is what I'll do for the first, the immediate representation. Work with the class reps, hold the meetings with the class reps, with their students also. Engage the students, because they have given me the powers to go and make the right choice for them up there. So consult with them, know who their leader is, so that they feel represented there. Because now, if I go with a choice for the comrades, means that this is a choice that has been made by comrades, not me. So by consultation with them, continually consulting with the comrades, that's through the class reps and the executives of the clubs and associations.
Okay. Kiongozi Delphine, there was a question that was raised from the audience about the national holidays with the tree planting event. And Kiongozi Silolo, how do you people, it was across.
Yeah, I was
before
coming to
you
it.
get to that, Kiongozi Delphine, how are you going to tackle that?
Okay. Concerning the tree planting day, it will not be altered since it is a public holiday. For example, the Labor Day, it is a tree planting day, so it will not be altered. What my running mate said is that on top of those activities, there will be more activities like the fun day, where we all join through games and other activities. So the tree planting day remains and other activities.
Okay, thank you, Cirolo, and then we get back to Sensei as we final up the answering question session.
Okay, thank you so much. When it comes to the issue of the public holidays, I never mentioned something when it comes to holidays. I'm a member of those clubs that used to go there and plant trees. So we can never alter those things. But what we are going to do with what I say, the fun days and the faculty day, this is a day that is respected by the whole faculty. Be who you are in the faculty, this is a day that we are going to create for a closure of our closure of maybe everything that is going on, and we concentrate with that day and we make it a day for our own faculty. What are we going to do with this day? As I stated clear, is we are going to have those engagements with our faculty leaders, including the department leaders, and including the office that I'll be coming myself. That is the Congress. My office will be the departmental leaders from comrade side and from the staff side. And we even have games with those leaders of those faculty. It will be fun to have games with those the dean faculty, the HODs of those departments, and we have engagement with them, and we talk and we air in our grievances and we share our ideas with them, and we listen from them, and we get out some mentorship programs maybe, and we have maybe those separate sessions. We have students from this department at their own side, and we have that kind of engagement. It is amazing and something that when I resume office, or by the grace of God, when we take this one, we are going to make those ones.
Okay, gentlemen and lady, this has been a very successful discussion. Due to time, I'm going to go to the final stage of this discussion. And basically, I believe that all questions that were asked have been responded to and answered at least by every one of us. So I'm going to take the slightest time possible to give each and everyone an opportunity to tell us about his manifesto and a parting shot as we close. I'll just begin again with Mr. Sololo.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, as I've stated it earlier, that leadership is something that we have been molded. It is something that we have just received. And this is something that we are going to give out services selflessly to comrades. I'm a man on a mission to fight for the missions of these comrades. I'm going there to stand for these comrades. And my ambitions are very clear, and my agendas are very clear, and I'm not driven by any force. It is just my ambitions, and it's just my clear conscience. One, it's a faculty fun days, or that faculty day. That one is something that I've explained it well. And when it comes to departmental leaderships, we are going to get the leaderships of those various departments to work in hand with the Congress of the faculty and the faculty deans and those HODs of those faculty. My third agenda is the welfare of comrades. And when we come to the welfare, let's come to issues for work with the mental health of comrades, issues to work with the academic support, financial support. This is through those meal cards that we are going to distribute through these leaderships. That is how we are going to get these most needy comrades. These comrades maybe who just find that a closure of the portal maybe those comrades used to differ. That is where we are going to find these most needy comrades. So through these leaderships of these departments, we are going to use non-leaders, non-class reps, that is students who understand others most, those class reps who understand those students most, and we pick out those most needy comrades, those who deserve those bursaries and those meal cards.
Let us wind up.
Okay, thank you. Maybe in addition, lastly, my last agenda, let me talk on that one because it is very crucial, and when it comes to mentorship programs. The mentorship programs I have been talking about, it is those departments' mentorship programs. Because in criminology, we have directorate of what? Those things to work with security and whatever. Yes. So, and in sociology, we have those NGOs. We have those social workers. Those are the people we are going to bring to nurture these people. Those are the people that we are going to bring to mentor these people. And these are the initiatives, and we have initiatives that we have been running, those programs that we have been running, issues to work with ladies and gents, those mental awareness. Those are the people who understand these professions, and those are the people who have been in these fields for for maybe many years, and they have maybe experience. Those are the people that we are going to bring them to mentor these people separately at those departments that they are.
Okay, give one word to your voters as
Yeah.
you finalize.
Yeah, my last word to my voters, my loyal voters, and to the entire faculty and Egerton at large. Yeah, Solomon Siololo is on the race, and I'm there. And I've been driven beyond my own ambitions, and for the sake of these comrades of my faculty, that is the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, I urge all the comrades to confirm their details and verify, and God willing, 13th February, very early in the morning, let us vote for Solomon Siololo as the incoming Congress Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Give us a parting shot, Miss Delphine, and what you're going to tell briefly, please.
Since I joined Egerton, I saw the potential of our faculty. Not just a learning place, but a place where we uplift each other and also help one another in our different challenges that we face. I thought of mentorship programs in that stress is a rampant issue in youths and comrades in our daily life. So establishment of mentorship programs to help us deal with stress issues. I also thought of associations in that in the BA, English Lit and Kiswahili, we don't have any association that joins them, and they've been acting set books, they've been acting these dramas. Then I thought it wise when they have an association and they can sell us tickets, we go and watch what they are doing. In that way we will be supporting them. And then I also thought of an association which joins all the FAST comrades together, like the FASA for agriculture. And as I conclude, I would like to tell the FAST comrades we deserve a better place which works for all of us. And with Delphine McKenna, she's ready to lead the change. Thank you so much.
Okay, finally, Mr. Sensei, your parting shot and part of your manifesto in a brief cap.
Yeah, very briefly, thank you. I want to tell comrades from FAS, my manifestos have been based on two things. That's career development, na comrade aji enjoy campus life. Just briefly on the career development, this is a world-class university. Let's have people getting exposure to the job markets. Let's get people interacting with other people. These things can be achieved through events such as academic symposiums. They have been done. They can be done here at faculty level for the first students. things to do with active clubs and associations at the faculty. You see, with clubs, they will help us to link students with NGOs and organizations that are outside there for them to get opportunities, even for attachment and internships. These things have been done at club level. They are being done in other institutions. They can be done here at FAS. So what you are saying is, kura kwa sensei, service kwa comrade. Manifesto si za kutenga, they are very achievable because if they are being done elsewhere, why not at FAS? You know, Egerton is a world-class university, so for it to reach that level there, I'm not saying that we are not there, but for it to reach that level there, we should have a faculty that is also world-class. So for the world-class faculty, vote Sensei Clinton, come on the 13th of February. Vote Sensei Clinton Nyabuto for Congress, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences.
Okay, thank you very much.
Let me
One second.
I have a concern. I have a lot of messages coming into my phone. Issues concerning internships. There is something there.
Just use strictly 1 minute.
Yeah.
Strictly.
Yeah, just that minute. Let me address that one because when I get out of this place without addressing, maybe it might be something else. So a lot of comrades are texting me issues to do with the internships. What I have said is we are going to create mentorship programs of those departments with those senior professions or professional, maybe let me say those leaders or in those professional fields. Those are the people that we are going to link these comrades. Those are the people that who are going to give out these internship maybe slots. And if you cannot secure for all comrades, even 30% and some a bit percentage is a win for us comrades first. Because we don't have positions maybe for all comrades. But we shall achieve some.
Okay, thank you very much. And I really appreciate gentlemen and lady for making it to this show.
I've also been told to address something in my agendas. We have the issue of FAST library. You know that library we don't have a hotspot. That is a network, Wi-Fi. That is something also that is an agenda that is driving us, and we are going to work on it. That one with immediate effect when we... Okay, thank you very much.
I want to recommend very highly COILIB to every youth out there who has an idea that they want to bring on board. This is a place where you'll be incubated, so to say. You, irrespective of how rugged you feel your idea is, you come to this place and we will continuously work on you to make sure that the idea that you have is refined and at least you become the person.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
The mentorship program that we've been taken through, we've been able to solve some of the challenges we had as an enterprise, by able to structure our organization. I could recommend to any youths out there who are having an idea on any enterprise that they would want to venture in, or even if they have started, they can be able to be journeyed through the remaining, that is maybe growth, and they achieve their goals.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
I'm Lydia Mburu. I have a company called Rere. The name of the business coined up the names of my two children, Regan and Ray. Rere does sourcing and delivering goods to the clients, especially the farm fresh goods like mushrooms, onions, tomatoes, and green peas. As As an incubator of CoiLab, I've benefited from getting skills and good conducive environment to learn and understand more about my business, and also get to link to investors and more strong marketing network.
CoiLab for my business has really been a point of growth because I've seen my business move from one point to another. And you know, with CoiLab, you get to understand the business aspect of it and how to make money.
CoiLab Incubator. Innovate, invest, incubate. We hustle.
We go through.
Access granted.
We win.
We lose.
Access denied. Access denied. Access denied.
In everything, we dust ourselves.
We are the majority.
You want to tell me just what we're dealing with here?
If you haven't guessed by now, I'll tell you who we are.
It's me. Hi. We are the empowered youth.
On air, underground. And this is our podcast, the EUI Podcast.
Let the speakers move. Go.
I'm Lydia Mburu. I have a company called Rain. The name of the business coined up the names of my two children, Regan and Rain. Rain does sourcing and delivering goods to the clients, especially the farm fresh goods like mushrooms, onions, tomatoes, and green peas. As an incubator of CoiLab, I've benefited from getting skills and good conducive environment to learn and understand more about my business, and also get to link to investors and more strong marketing network.
I want to recommend very highly CoiLab to every youth out there who has an idea that they want to bring on board. This is a place where you'll be incubated, so to say. You, irrespective of how rugged you feel your idea is, you come to this place, and we will continuously work on you to make sure that the idea that you have is refined, and at least you become the person.
CoiLab Incubator. Innovate, invest, incubate.
my very big kiongozi here, Kiongozi Byron Osun, an aspirant for the Congress position. We invited two of you, and thank you for making time to be with us today. So I'm going to give you just this, let me say, this platform to talk about yourself and tell us who you are.
Thank you very much, Balozi. I go by the name Osun Byron Ochieng. I'm a student from the Faculty of Science. I matriculated for Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Currently in my second year of scholarly pursuit. Above all, I'm the superintendent of that class in the capacity of a class rep. I think that is a fair introduction.
Okay, that's a fair introduction. And have you been a leader before, maybe? Apart from those that you've highlighted, any maybe before?
Okay, I have not held any leadership position before. Yeah.
I know you have the quest of being a leader right now. Tell me, how are you going to juggle with, let me say, these class reps? They have a problem. How are you going to come on board and make sure that even you are going to level and balance even these people who have not been leaders and been leaders before?
Okay, what I believe in is that there is no formula for life. So I just came back from high school and became a class rep without any previous experience in that position. And in my short stint as a class rep, I believe that I've done whatever it takes for a class rep, and my class members do appreciate everything I do in that capacity. Yeah.
Okay, and basically what motivated you towards being a leader? What is the driving force towards this pursuit?
Okay, leadership, unlike any other thing else, leadership is a calling, and I'd rather say that it is inherent. So not any other person can become a leader. That is why, in as much as we strive and we believe in ourselves that we can make it to be good leaders, some of us really fail, terribly fail, and underperform in various positions. Yes.
Okay, basically, is there any challenge that you've noticed in your faculty to make you feel like I need to be a leader and I need to address this and this and these challenges?
Okay, challenges are so many, but according to me, my personality and idiosyncrasies, I don't regard challenges as something unique. I'd rather say that I take challenges as a seed of opportunity so that we can use it to exploit the areas where we can be facing impediments in so far as our academic pursuit is concerned.
Okay. The impediments you're talking about, maybe you've heard from your fellow comrades. Maybe can you list to us some of these impediments and how we are going to address or cajole these situations to control it?
Thank you very much. I will not itemize the challenges that students face because everything they complain about, every kind of lamentation oscillates around communication. So the biggest challenge we've been having is a elephantine communication gap between the students and their administrators.
Okay, and how are you planning to address these issues? We know there are social challenges, and maybe there is a student somewhere who is really banking on you to maybe solve and address these challenges in the near future once you are the Congress.
Okay, what I can suggest is that we are living at a very unprecedented times. So you cannot specify or individuate a particular resolution to problems. Every day, problems come and go, challenges come, and being a visionary leader, you can always easily and amicably conjure up a solution to redress any form of challenge.
Maybe these general challenges, leave alone the particular, the specific challenges you're talking about. I'm asking about the general challenges maybe that face the students from your faculty.
Okay, students from my faculty, they are facing a lot of challenges, and since we are subjected to the same reality, it is not only in the Faculty of Science. These challenges are common to any other faculty, and they are widely known, and they are in public knowledge and public domain. So maybe to mention a few, we are having, I want us to cognize the fiscal constraints we undergo. So maybe number one, we can have challenges in terms of fees, in terms of food. Some people, you find students, they can even go for a day with 1 or 2 meals. So the challenges which students face from my faculty are just challenges that any other student can face from all the faculties in Egerton. So they are not unique.
Okay. So I was specifically asking about, we have these challenges that are common to against other faculties. We have a challenge like addressing missing marks. Many have been talking about the meal cards issue. Some have been talking about, let me say, the bursaries. How do you feel about this? Does it also situate to your faculty?
Okay, that is why I earlier said that these challenges are common to any other faculty. So my sanity is very antagonistic against repetition. That is why I was trying to avoid it at all cost. But since you've asked for it, I'll respond to you. Okay, when it comes to meal card, I personally have been accused that the areas designated for those meal cards, I'm referring to the mess, that the kind of food they offer is not fit for human consumption.
But Kiongozi, how does a faculty congress resonate with the mess? Mess is a general...
You talked about the meal cards.
Okay.
I'm responding to you. So I have been accused. I'm not a congress yet. I don't participate in distribution of the meal cards, but it came to my attention that the kind of food offered under the courtesy of meal cards are not fit for human consumption. So how can I start defending that? That is meal cards. Let's go to the EUSA bursary. You know, each and every system has its own bureaucracies. So for instance, we are talking of Egerton University. For you to be a beneficiary of EUSA bursary, you must fill a form. It must be duly filled, and submitted to the relevant office. So what I can say is that a majority of students don't conform to the university policies, because you are expected to fill that form and submit it. Maybe you did it past the deadline. So who do you want to inculpate for that reason? Secondly, there are attachments besides that bursary form. You may be required to attach your transcript, or maybe the death certificate of your parents if they are there, and then you fail to submit those attachments. How do you expect to be given or awarded that bursary? So students must just be vigilant, and they must be responsible for their own lives. So that is what I can say about bursaries.
Okay, basically, there are these problems, the obstacles, the intricates that the students commit, and they cause boomerang and avalanche in the student's life. So you're talking generally about everything here, but we need a specific solution for each and every problem that may be addressed. And maybe after that, we'll be giving an opportunity to maybe talk to your constituents directly and tell them about your manifesto before we get to the question session.
Okay, so I will itemize some of the problems that I have identified and possible solutions that I have within my intellectual repository. So maybe number one, I'll talk about the welfare. Welfare entails a lot, and that is why the university is offering the bursaries and maybe the meal cards. So these meal cards, in as much as they are being given to the students, it is not fully solving the problem. So my main aim is to put technology into practice. As computer science department, we have so many innovative projects. Currently, we have like 3 projects which we've done, and they are coiled to assist the students to maybe enhance their welfare. So number one, I don't want to assume that you know them, so I'll just mention the 3 of them. So we have one of my course mates who came up with an application, a mobile application by the name Diox. So this application is typical to Jumia shopping app. You can always make your orders instead of walking to the market center in the late nights, or even foregoing your lectures or even your library time. You can order your meals through that application, and it will be delivered at your doorsteps. And not only that one, because we do a lot of research in everything that we pursue. So even the kind of food that will be delivered to you will be very nutritious, and it is recommendable and fit for human consumption. So in that regard, we've, in a small way, tried to ameliorate student welfare. In as much as the university will be giving the meal cards, we also provide a way in such that at your expense, we are giving you services which are commensurate to what you pay.
Okay, this is Mr. Byron Osun, a Faculty Congress Aspirant Science. And Mr. Byron, it's a fruitful discussion. And we are heading for a short break. When we'll be back, we'll be talking about your manifesto and some pretty little questions. Don't go far. We are coming back.
My name is Jacinta Kariuki of MDF Training and Consultancy. I'm currently at Egerton University in Joro, facilitating a session on curriculum development and modern learning for the University of Juba. And this is under the NUFIC Orange Knowledge Program titled New Horizon Food Security.
I'm really very happy and delighted to be in this training because I joined the research development group, and then there I have learned a lot of things, especially it strengthened my knowledge as a lecturer in research procedure, how to carry out the research, and then how to evaluate it or disseminate the data for users in order to be useful to the community.
Because once you have the assessment, you have the learning class, now you can easily come up with what kind of practicals do you need, and then from that practicals, what kind of
We went through all the research tools, methods, and we finally worked on how to collect data. There are tools for collecting data. One of the most new thing that we learned is the digital collection of data. We use some tools which we didn't have previously. Things like infographs, which is you have a very small research project, and the findings you put it in a compact way, which is easy for any lay person to understand. You have the percentage and you have this. It's very clear, not like the professional, the academic way of presenting results.
And the course itself was so interesting. The workshop itself was so interesting. What stood out for me in that workshop about curriculum development was about how to, that there are two types of curriculum. There is the traditional one, and then there is this competency-based curriculum.
What we are here to do, we all know, is curricular development review and modern learning.
As for the whole exposure visit to Egerton, I actually found that there are certain gaps that we were missing, particularly in our educational system, which was mostly traditional, and that require actually competent base at least to make it having a good impact.
Say that the only target of the crops that you are taking from here, you take only to the supermarket, you don't take to the other sources of the market.
It's not that I can't sell to the other people, but you see, we are in business. So whoever pays well, we sell to them.
They gave us what we don't know. So we hope that if we go back, we're able to replicate what we've learned here.
I want to recommend very highly COILIB to every youth out there who has an idea that they want to bring on board. This is a place where you'll be incubated, so to say. You, irrespective of how rugged you feel your idea is, you come to this place and we will continuously work on you to make sure that the idea that you have is refined and at least you become the person.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
At COILIB, you have access to mentors, you have access to people that your peers, basically, the people that you're working with, and there's nothing as important as working with a group of people who are doing the same thing, because then you're able to motivate each other, and help each other grow.
COILIB Incuba. Innovate, invest, incubate.
I'm Lydia Mburu. I have a company called Rain. The name of the business coined up the names of my two children, Regan and Rain. Rain does sourcing and delivering goods to the clients, especially the farm fresh goods like mushrooms, onions, tomatoes, and green peas. As an incubator of COILIB, I've benefited from getting skills and good conducive environment to learn and understand more about my business, and also get to link to investors and more strong marketing network.
Okay, thank you for being with us, and thank you for staying with us in the Youth and Leadership Show. And with me, my guest today, I'm with Mr. Byron Osun, and basically he's going to take us through his manifestos. He's an aspirant for the Congress position Science. He's going to finalize, give us a brief a wider overview, a general perspective of what he intends to do for his faculty when elected as Congress. And basically, this session, you can't afford to miss this. Mr. Byron Osun, karibu tena, and basically you have the time to sell yourself out to your faculty mates.
Thank you very much. So before I go to my manifestos, I beg for your indulgence so that maybe I can just say a prelude first.
Permitted.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll wish to clearly say that student leadership, student association is not an appendage of University Management Board. So when an aspirant comes with the manifestos, which must just require the intervention of the University Board for them to be implemented, then automatically that is somebody who is promising a mirage. So I just want to make it clear that everything that I'm gonna say, every part of my agenda that I'm anticipating to do to you as the Faculty of Science students, I'll do them out of my benevolence, out of my idiosyncrasies and my capacity. So I'll go into my manifestos, and one by one, my manifesto number 1.
But Kiongozi, when you say you're going to do these ideas, before you get to your manifesto, when you say you're going to do them out of your benevolence, it means you're going to do them out of your kindness, per se. And it's your jurisdiction and your duty.
Okay. If you want to stick to the EUSA constitution, the author of that constitution did it in a very implicit way, so that when you want to restrict me to the roles delineated in the manifesto, then we can't complain that every time we hold a general election, then we end up with leaders who don't perform. Because a purposive reading and interpretation of that constitution will clearly tell you, and you'll agree with me, that the work of the Congress is basically to attend meetings. So everything that I have in my manifesto surpasses that. That is why I'm saying that I want to do it out of my magnanimity. So that is why I'm saying I'll do it out of goodwill.
And takes precedent to your manifestos?
Okay, thank you very much. So my manifesto number 1 talks about the free toll services to expedite communication vis-a-vis academic consultation. What am I saying? Back in high school, I think all of us, you can agree with me and you can recognize that if you happen to be in the student council, then you are given a different uniform from the rest. That uniform was not for an aesthetic purpose. It was a symbol of authority. So when you come to campus, you will find there's a position of Congress, there's a position of class rep, and these class reps are given functions, but they are not given the power to execute those functions. For you to have the power, you need the instruments of power. So how are we going to get these instruments of power? The main role of the class rep is to link the students with their respective lecturers. So having done that, I've been a class rep, and I know what it takes. I know the kind of commitment which is required, and we sometimes we spend our money to buy the airtime to ensure that we keep in touch with the lecturers. Just like Safaricom customer care, there is always a unique free toll number. In the event that you wish to inquire something, then you'll just dial that number. You'll be linked with a given customer care, and you'll address your issue, and it will be taken care of. Same case applies to our faculty. I would wish to come up with a free toll unique mobile number specifically for the class reps, because I know what they undergo, and I really feel nostalgic about the sacrifices they make towards that regard. So what I can say is this: that free toll number will have an automated interactive voice response. So how is it going to work? Number one, it will welcome you. It will prompt you to specify the department you'd wish to contact. In the Faculty of Science, for your information, we have 5 departments. So, for instance, option 1, it can prompt you to maybe press option 1 for computer science department, press option 2 for mathematics department, press option 3 for physics department, and the like. Once you've itemized a specific department, it will proceed to itemize the lecturers in that specific department. So for instance, for Dr. Balozi, press 1. For Dr. Otieno, press 2. And after that, it will now forward that call to that specific lecturer.
And what if the lecturer is busy at the moment?
Okay, so if the lecturer is busy, it will forward that call to the secretary of that department. So you will communicate that message to the secretary, and now the secretary will keep in touch with that lecturer, and the message will reach.
This is your manifesto?
This is my manifesto.
You have planned for the faculty?
I've planned for the faculty.
Okay.
Yes. So we have certain units which are not offered within the departments in our faculty, like the communication skills, philosophy, economics, and the like. So you will have option 6 for others, and you will still be linked with that respective lecturer. Having done that, we will have impacted their lives. They will feel motivated in as much as they are not paid, and in the event even if they are paid, it is not timely payment, and even that payment is not tantamount to the work that they do, because there is no way you can be paying class reps. I don't want to mention the amount, but it is just like an insult. So it will be a motivation to them, and it will also be impact their lives, and it will also inspire others so that they can be creative and innovative. So that is my manifesto number 1. Manifesto number 2 is to facilitate pupillage mentorship talks tailored to different areas of scholarly pursuit. What I can say is this: under this manifesto, most of the courses that we pursue are designed to have theory classes, practicals, field trips, and field attachment. So under practicals, they are envisaged to be offered in laboratories. these laboratories exhibit significant incapacities in terms of spatial and logistical limitations. So we are at times forced to conduct our experiments in groups. Not everybody will be active in those groups. Number two, some of these labs have obsolete equipment. For the case of computer science, we may have outdated softwares in those computers. So you find these practical sessions are again not effective. If I narrow down to the field trips, I can authoritatively say that they are slowly becoming another Homo erectus. What do I mean by Homo erectus? Because the field trips are there, but we rarely, or if at all, we don't go for those trips. But we have reasons which may eventuate or which may result to missing going for those trips. So I can just mention a few. Okay, so maybe reason number one, because I'm from the Department of Computer Science, so I'll majorly embark on the reasons in that department. So, you know, computer science is not like biology where you're just taught that osmosis is the transfer of whatever to whatever and you just believe by default. So places where we go for visits are companies, and you'll find that the day which was ring-fenced and the resources for you to go for that trip falls on a weekend or on a public holiday, so you can't go for that trip for that reason. Reason number two, because of our number, you will find that maybe an organization can only permit a modest capacity of 30 students. In my class, we are almost 180 students. So in that regard, we'll again not go for that trip. Another reason could be the fiscal constraints which is experienced by the university. We only have 2 buses which are allocated for the trips. So you'll find that these resources are limited and also competitive. So it will again make that trip visit or that field visit almost impossible. So we have at least reasons to believe that these trips are there, but we don't go for them because of reasons which can be substantiated. So we can pardon the institution in as much as they are trying to redress that challenge and maybe ensure that our compensation is promised. So that is why I came up with this manifesto of these pupillage talks. The kind of knowledge that we are given in class is not suffice to warrant professionalism. I thought it wise if we can make arrangements, local arrangements with these organizations, instead of having students going to those places of visit, we can have some of their staffs come to the university, then perform maybe simulation, or maybe they can just come and talk to us. They tell us what is expected in the job market, and maybe they can carry some of the equipment. We get exposed to them, and if it will not, let me say, if it will not be the same as going for the trip, but it is somehow better than missing going for that trip completely. So what we are doing is not what is the best, because no one, I can just say that we can't always get the best in everything that we want. So we are just trying to have a way of making us maybe feel compensated, and maybe equipped with the requisite skill and knowledge that we want. So that is why I'm advocating for the pupillage mentorship talks. That is my manifesto number 2. Manifesto number 3 is to resuscitate FOSA. FOSA is Faculty of Science Student Association. It has never been in existence. I want to believe that way, because whatever has been there only bears the name Faculty of Science Student Association, but it is not serving the purpose. I'll mention a few reasons why that forum has never been there. Number 1, you can't have an association without portfolio. What do I mean by portfolio? You can't have a student association without even a constitution, without even previous records of what has been going on in that association. And again, the membership registration is just obscure, because you don't even know where that money is taken to. You don't even know how that money is spent. So this discourages students from registering into such kind of forum. Number 2 is about the leadership of that association. It is a misnomer that that faculty association, the chairperson must always be the congressperson. So in that regard, you find that it is a university policy that we shall be having elections after every academic year. If we want to be electing new executive for the association after every academic year, the superintendents of that association will be largely unsustainable, because during transition a lot happens, and the club or the association is susceptible to collapse. So those are the kind of things that at least I could identify, which has made that FOSA not to be in existence. And if it has been there, it has not always served its purpose. So after identifying that, when elected and I become the congressperson for that faculty, I have a know-how of what is expected of me. I have the modicum of how to reinstate that association, and being a people-centric servant, I'll engage, because I may not know everything. I'm not a paragon. So I'll invite people who are interested to serve in the executive of FOSA, and we shall work together and ensure that FOSA is reinstated.
Kiongozi, as we are winding up, we are remaining with less than, let me say, 8 minutes to the end. Okay. Maybe you can give the constituents your last word, the parting shot, and maybe anything you want to tell them.
But I've not yet winded up with my manifestos.
Okay, I was just reminding you.
Okay.
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 But within the time frame.
I have 5 manifestos. I mean, my manifesto number 3. My manifesto number 4 talks about initiating people-centric methodologies to ameliorate student welfare. I think I mentioned something earlier to do with the innovative projects. And number 5 is to foster collegiality and collaborations for collective success. In the previous interview, they talked about so many things, about the public holidays and whatnot. So what I would wish to say is this. There is this stereotype in our institution that when one of us passes off, then we conduct a candle lighting ceremony. So I think that is the most obscene thing that as students we can do, in a way of maybe standing together with our bereaved ones, or even our colleagues who pass on. So what I recommend is this. As youths, we really cherish our birthdays, and I would say that 70% of us celebrate their birthdays, and we really enjoy it. We talked about tree planting sessions, which are normally conducted during public holidays, and that is not enough. So as for me, according to my thinking, I saw it wise, and I believe that it will sit well with everyone. If you are a registered member of EUSA, you are a student from the Faculty of Science, and your birthday happens to be within the session, then we can assist you to celebrate your birthday by planting trees on top of what you do in a way of celebrating your birthday. So we can invite you, then this is how we are going to do it. You can tell us the number of years which you intend to live after that your birthday. So if you want to live 40 more years, then we'll give you 40 seedlings, and we'll also assist you to plant them. And having done that, so you can imagine in an academic year or in a semester, if we have 60 students who volunteer that they would wish to participate in that kind of enterprise, and each one of them wishes even to live for 60 more years, then how many trees are we going to plant in one academic year or one semester? Because I believe most of us have been to botanical garden and we enjoy the therapeutic beauty of that place. So you are enjoying the achievements of others. So as a way of giving back to the society, why don't you also consider planting trees so that the future generations can also enjoy out of your achievements and your stay at campus? So that brings the end of my testimonial remarks, and I thank you very much, and that is my manifesto for academic year 2025 as the Congressperson, Faculty of Science.
Thank you very much, Kiongozi. And actually, basically, I think you will have the best of the manifestos for the faculty, including the birthday manifesto, the death right manifestos, and all those aspects that you've mentioned. And something breath-catching is that on the event someone has a birthday, he has to plant a tree as a celebration mark.
Yeah, yes.
And indeed, it tells you the number of years he intends to live, and he plants the amount of seeds,
yes,
proportional to the number of years.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And when somebody passes on, we shall, instead of now buying candles, which will also produce carbon dioxide, which is also harmful to the ozone layer, we buy for you seedlings commensurate to the number of years that you've lived. Then we plant them on your behalf. It will be very
So
memorial.
these seedlings are planted where the candles are supposed to be lit?
No.
Okay.
Instead of now candle lighting, because it is very backward according to me.
You light trees?
You plant trees.
Okay.
Yes, because it is a value addition to the society, and also God will be happy, and you can even go to heaven for in that regard, because we are taking care of the environment.
At least you have a ladder to step on. You can climb all those trees on your way to heaven.
You can, if you wish.
Okay, basically this has been a very fruitful discussion with Mr. Byron Osun, and he's engaged us and told us of his manifestos, and he's told you of his plans towards the greater faculty. He's also told us of the code that he's going to use, and that code on the event, you have a problem as a faculty mate, you can use the code to either reach him, the representatives, the faculty lecturers, the chair of departments, or the secretaries, and immediately you'll get a response and help. Mr. Byron Osun, just a parting shot.
Okay, to the esteemed Faculty of Science students, we may or have not interacted, but I take this gigantic opportunity to clearly tell you that I don't deserve to be in that position, yes, but at least what I'm promising and what I intend to do in that faculty are very pragmatic and also value addition to what brought us here. The main agenda is academics, And in as much as we should also balance our academic life and the social life, I'm very mindful of that and expect more. And I really believe that I will deliver and do anything towards the betterment of your education life. So it was short, and we shall interact more. We'll still have other sessions where I'll elucidate much more of the vision that I have for that great faculty. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Byron, as soon as we come to the end of the show, I really appreciate you for turning up to the show. You were too the invitees, but thank you very much for turning up. And I'm very happy and cognizant of the fact that you also bear and have in mind the environmental conservation aspect. And Kiongozi Byron, all the best.
Thank you very
much. And how I wish we meet here again as a Congress Faculty of Science.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Basically, ladies and gentlemen, this was the Youth and Leadership Show, and I hosted today one great linguist, a clericist, Mr. Byron Osun, who is vying for the Faculty Congress Science. And Kiongozi, all the best. Till next time, I know we'll meet again in another session as a Congress. Until next time, I was your host, Dickens Omolo, and my guest, Mr. Byron Osun. Thank you very much. Till next time.